Greetings, I'm Herbert Erpaderp, and a couple of weeks ago, after visiting the Redlands Model Railway Show, the video for which is linked below, I took the opportunity to visit the Redlands Museum, which was just down the road. The outside of the building is almost kind of deceptive. There is so much more inside than it might seem as you drive past. I'm not going to show you absolutely everything here. There really is a lot, and you should absolutely go and visit the museum in person if you want to see everything they've got. I would recommend it. Anyway, I'll try not to waffle too much in this video. There's a lot of old typewriters here, and then around this side... Oh, I feel so old. I remember back in the old days when we just invented colour, and these colourful iMacs came out. They were the future, now the distant past. This little scene here depicts a school classroom in the 1930s, though there is one comical little historical inaccuracy. I'm pretty sure Clag glue didn't come in these plastic bottles during this time period, though I believe Clag did exist in the 1800s. Barnaby and I got a chuckle out of it anyway. Here's an old, I guess, general store or grocery store display. This is rather interesting. There's so many items and brands here that I recognise and are still around today. They're a bit different now, but it is certainly interesting to see how they looked in the past. The museum has its own little model railway, featuring a camouflaged locomotive. That's presumably to hide it from all the dinosaurs there. This is something I found quite fascinating. As the sign tells us, it's a speaker horn from when the talkies first came to Queensland, and it's massive. I'm glad that audio technology has improved somewhat over the years. This rail motor dates back to the mid-1930s. It ran on the Normanton to Croydon Railway up until, I believe, the early 80s, which is kind of amazing, though it makes sense, that is a kind of touristy line. It's really cool that they just allow people to get into this piece of history. Also, the bell works. The kids really do enjoy ringing the bell. You can't blame them. There's also a toilet. Barnaby and I, being very mature adults, were quite amused by this. Imagine hurtling down the line using this with the window open. Glorious! There's a whole section dedicated to farming equipment. This thing was really interesting. It isn't, but it kind of reminds me of a stripped down Kettenkrad or something. It doesn't look very comfortable to ride, but it does look really interesting. This beast really caught our attention. It's a steam engine, obviously. It's the kind that would be towed around the place to power various bits of machinery. There was a nice fellow who chatted to us about this. It's actually kept in working order. Most of the stuff in this museum does actually work, which I think is awesome. That's so much cooler than it just being there looking nice. And I mean, it does that too, but it's really great that it's all kept in working order. Anyway, around this point my phone was starting to run out of power. If you're ever in the area, definitely come and visit the Redlands Museum. Even if you're from a fair distance away, I'd say it's worth the trip. Entry was free, with the price of admission to the Model Railway Show, which is, of course, great value. However, I would say it's certainly worth the regular price of entry, and you wouldn't even have to wait until next year's Model Railway Show. The regular entry price is only $10 for adults, and children are free. Definitely come and check it out. I'll put a link to their website in the description. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to put them in the comments section below. Subscribe if you want to see more of this kind of thing, and I definitely do plan on doing more museum visits. It's a lot of fun. Take care of yourselves, be excellent to each other, and thanks for watching. Farewell.